Hey guys, this is take two for Totally Rad on DanPlays. I will reset this game back to the beginning for, the beginning of the actual run after I introduce it, but my capture card had crapped out on the first attempt, so we're trying it again. Hopefully this will be the successful run. But yeah, Totally Rad released 1991 on the NES by Jalico. Known in Japan as Magic John, which starred a kind of standard issue stock anime kid and his anime girlfriend. For the NES version, when they localized it, I don't think changed anything else. Like, all the other characters stayed as they were, the stages and the enemies and everything stayed as they were. But they changed the sprites in both the game and the cutscene for the main kid and his girlfriend into, for all intents and purposes, Ted Theodore Logan, or a reasonable facsimile thereof, and a, kind of standard American girl of the late 80s, early 90s. It kind of hinges in the cutscenes on a lot of surfer lingo, and obviously they changed the name to Totally Rad. It's interesting the way they did it, but it's memorable. And again, the game itself, it's good. Again, maybe not a lost gem, but it's a solid play. I really liked it as a kid when I first played it. It's very much in the Mega Man vein, as we'll see. So I'm going to hit reset so we can see the actual intro sequence, and then we'll get started. So, pardon me. Make sure I don't sit on Tabby as she sit back down. She's laying next to me here. So the great magician Zebediah, known in Japan as Pong, by the way, which is why he has the letter P on his hat. They didn't even bother to change his initial on his hat for the American version. Will he teach you his Totally Rad magic? Yep, and he thinks I have gnarly potential. Alright, so there's the intro, and there's the title screen. The graphics are very good in this, overall. So, hit start, and we actually get another cutscene before the game itself begins. Yeah, it's a cutscene-heavy game. Like, between every level, there's, at least one notable cutscene. There's a pretty long ending for an NES game, as I recall, too. Sounds righteous, dude. So Act 1, Jake has been attacked by surprise. Alright, so here's the game itself, and you can see already it looks very Mega Man-esque with the life bar and the magic bar there. You have a bunch of spells. You don't gain abilities as the game goes on like Mega Man. You start with all of them. So you have life replenishment. The half heart restores 3 bars, and the full heart obviously restores all of your health. You have a brief time stop you can do, brief invincibility. You have 3 transformations. You can turn into a lion, an eagle, and a fish. The lion jumps, I think, slightly higher, and he becomes invulnerable when he jumps, but he has a very short-range attack. The eagle can kind of do a limited flight thing if you keep tapping the A button. And the fish has, obviously, the ability to swim in water areas, and also does, like, a rapid-fire shot. So the fish is actually sometimes useful in stages that are not water areas, because of his rapid fire, and he does a little more damage than Jake does normally. You also have these 4 elemental spells: fire, water, wind, and earth, and they're basically screen wipes. They all do the same thing. The game doesn't really do elemental weaknesses of enemies or anything, so they all pretty much do the same thing. They have some good animations, but they're kind of limited compared to the transformations. The transformations and the time stop are probably the most useful spells, and the life up, obviously. All the spells, I believe, cost 2, except for the life full up, which costs 4 magic points. And the sneakers, if you're transformed and you cast the sneaker spell, you turn back into your normal form. That doesn't cost anything. What else? You have an enemy counter, so if you beat 100 enemies, you get an extra life. The big thing, compared to, like, Mega Man, is that there are no power-ups whatsoever in the stages, so there's no life-up power-ups, and there's no magic replenishment. So you have to be very strategic with how you use your magic as the stage goes on, because you don't get it refilled until the stage ends. Fortunately, you do get a refill after each mini-boss and boss, but you do have to kind of be careful, and you can't, like, spam your screen wipe spells and things like that. So it has a little bit of a different strategy to it than Mega Man. Again, very good graphics, too. I always like the background of this first stage, this amusement park area. Clearly based on Disney. You have the castle in the background and what looks like the Matterhorn or the Big Thunder Mountain. And there's also a Ferris wheel we'll see go by. You have a little bit of parallax scrolling. You can actually farm the enemies in this first little stretch here, too. You can just kind of camp out and have them keep respawning and get extra lives that way right at the beginning, but we're not going to do that for this run. And you do have when you're normal form, you do have a charge shot, basically like the Mega Buster in Mega Man 4 or later. Unlike Mega Man, Jake can crouch, but he doesn't have a slide, obviously. Ooh, almost took a hit there. Yeah, there's that Ferris wheel in the background, and that's maybe, I don't know, maybe Space Mountain that we're seeing going by, too. They don't call them that or anything, but that's, I think, what they were going for. Ooh, did take a hit there. A lot of even regular enemies do take more than 1 bar off your health, so it's not an easy game. It's not, you know, a super difficult one like, you know, Mega Man 1 or certainly Contra or Castlevania or anything like that, but it's not an easy one. So hopefully we'll be able to beat it in this run. It's not super long either. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see the ending. I have beaten it before, but it's been a while. I haven't played this in quite some time, like 5+ years probably. I haven't played this. But I remember renting this with my friend Sean as a kid, and we really liked it at the time. Like, we really were into it. And, you know, oh man, it's called Totally Rad because it's totally rad. At this point, I would say it's probably not necessarily a lost classic or anything, but it's a solid play. So we'll refill some of our health. This is the first mini-boss. We used to say he looked like he was throwing pizzas. I think they're barrels. But unfortunately, you can hit the barrels when he's still holding them. Yeah, I think this guy comes back later in the game as a regular enemy. Kind of following that trope where a weaker mini-boss from early in the game does eventually come back as an enemy, regular enemy later. Alright, so that's the end of 1-1. Each stage has, or each act has 2 stages to it, with a mini-boss at the end of the first and a full boss at the end of the second. Alright, so Atlason's kidnapped. Fortunately, they don't, like, you know, hang on to the kidnapping angle for too long. It's Nintendo, so the girlfriend has to get kidnapped, I guess. But we save her after a couple of levels, and then the story continues past that. Alright, so this is the circus. Big Top stage for the second part of Act 1. There are some places where you get a little bit of lag on this when there's too many sprites on the screen. But yeah, again, that guy took two bars off of our health. So yeah, Jake is a little more fragile than Mega Man. clowns are like right off of an ICP album cover. And they take a few hits unless you hit them with a charge shot. Let's see, I think the water does damage you. I'm not going to try it, but I think the water does actually damage you. Ooh, those launchers. You can't hit when they're closed, obviously, so they're kind of a pain. I think just about every stage has a different musical theme, too, so you get a nice music variety. Ooh. I probably just used... no, still. It keeps your last magic selection. So I'm actually going to turn into the law... Actually, I'll just use the temporary invincibility here. Get past these things. Still took a hit. I could have maybe used one of the elemental spells there for a screen wipe. That might have been a decent plan. Fortunately, the balloon's hitbox does include the string. Yeah, I hate these launcher things. This is kind of a cool concept where you're, you know, on the tightrope. Doesn't affect anything, it's just a platform, but... Bit of tricky platforming there, not too bad, but... shoot. Oh, landed it anyway. So I'm gonna, actually I can't. So what I'm gonna do for this guy, I'm gonna do the time stop. Which doesn't work, I don't think, on all bosses, but it does work on a few of them. So we'll kind of spam that until we're out of magic for this guy. He throws like his warts at you. Yeah, pretty easy first boss if you either use a strategy like that. You don't need to do the time stop. You can beat him without it. There we go. Sorry, just realized the game screen was a little more compressed than I wanted, so looks... Hopefully no one even noticed it, but it looks a little better now. I think that's a mistranslation. I think he meant to say something to the effect of some spells work better in certain situations. But, yeah. So, yeah, kind of a city stage here. Like a flat-topped nerd on a drill as an enemy. Which I took a hit from, of course. The launchers you really want to hit with the charge shots. Alright, so let's hit the eagle transformation here. Because this guy is actually kind of tough. I think the eagle does slightly more damage than the regular shots with Jake's regular form. Ooh. Got him. Alright. So we do need some life, so we'll go back to our regular form when it lets us. Stick with our regular form for now. So this is potentially a good place to use the time stopper. But I think we can get the pattern, so it goes up twice. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I still hit it. And this one just does every other. You know what? No, I'm burning my magic on this this stage, but we'll do the lion, because the lion is invulnerable when he jumps. He has a shorter range attack, but yeah, we can just jump through these things as the lion. And we can probably just stick with that form for the rest of the stage. I think there's a mini boss right here, yeah. Got him. A little close there, but... Oh, we don't get restored there. I guess this is still technically the same stage. And we're really low on magic. Doesn't help that I haven't played this in a long time, I guess. Ugh. Another hit. And those giant bees, they let off a shot when they die. Just to make it even more fun. So you don't really need to kill those saucers, you just need to trigger them to launch. Not doing well on this stage. Should I use that last bit of magic for my life up here, or just try to be careful? I did actually get one extra life already. So that's the good news. And the 100 enemies thing, that actually does go by kind of quickly. Oh, damn, I didn't know we could turn around that quickly. Ah. To avoid that. Oh well. We did get the extra life, and we do get a full magic refill, so could be worse. The hitboxes on some of these enemies are ridiculous. You know what? To the lion. see. Probably. It would be wise to go to the fish, because I think that does do the most damage. I'm second guessing myself. We'll go to the eagle so you can fly up and hit the... You only need to actually hit the big eye, I think. Or maybe you do have to take the leg out first. Yeah, I guess you do have to hit the leg first. The eye on this AS is not as required a target. I don't know, I'm sucking on this. You go all the way back. So it's really not... It's actually harder than I remember, honestly. Oh, man. Ah, damn. Is this the last life? Figured I'm going the other way. Eat a hit, I guess. I was gonna say, I think we can... Jesus Christ, come on. Alright, we got this now. Maybe. Your mother. Wow, that was a harder stage than I remember. Alright, so we saved Allison after, just, you know, one stage of her being kidnapped. So that's a decent track record for her. It's the gnarliest professor on the coast. That's what I aspire to one day be. Kinda want my dad back. Be excellent, Jake. so yeah, stick with the eagle for now. Forgot about the rocks. I know we're kind of cheesing this level, but after what the last stage put us through, I don't feel bad about it. So, is there a mini boss here? Then, yeah, once you're in the water, you can't actually fly, so we'll switch to the fish form. Which, again, can actually be useful in some non-water areas, because he does have a very fast shot. I'll just stick with the fish form for now. Yeah, there's that guy already as a regular enemy. I think the fish's shot is a little bigger too. He doesn't have to jump to hit the pizzas that guy throws. Or, you know, again, I know they're supposed to be the barrels or something. Ease again. Well, only 2 shots with the fish form. That's pretty good. Maybe I should have used the fish form, you know, for the part of that last level that those guys were in. So I think we're at the boss already. Yep. This boss looks great. That's really good graphics there, I think. Not a difficult boss, as I recall. I'm hoping that's gonna continue to be the case, but gotta land. Here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to get him towards the bottom of the screen, like here. That's not the right one. Come on. Hit him with the time stop. Try to Bring his life down that way. There, got him. One life that stage. I don't know what was going on with the stage 2. The people that took Allison's father. They're people from the underground. Rattle big black bones in the danger zone. There's a world going on underground. No, I'm not going to do a Tom Waits voice, don't worry. Now that guy's a regular enemy too. He takes a lot of hits with the regular shot. Oof. We should be getting another extra life fairly soon. 15 enemies away. Eat that one. Alright, we're just gonna switch to the eagle, I think. So those crystals at the bottom of the screen. I actually forget if they're instant death. I think they might just do damage, but we still don't want to land on them. Doing so good on the last stage, what happened? Yeah. So yeah, that's what those spikes do. I think you have to knock that off him 3 times and then he starts opening his mouth, maybe. Maybe more than that. There it is. And this guy's not difficult necessarily, he's just annoying. You can only hit him with when the mouth is open, obviously. It's basically like a Marlboro from Final Fantasy. Takes a lot of hits, too. There we go. I think the spikes on the ceiling in this area hurt you. If I remember right. I'll just fall past this guy. There we go. As a regular enemy, I'm not sure that that guy does his jumping attacks like he did when he was a boss. Ooh. Actually got a little bit of slowdown there, and actually it helped. Alright, so we did get another extra life at least. I don't remember if this... I don't think this game has limited continues. I'm trying to remember. I have beaten it, and I've beaten it on one continue. As I recall, this guy is not especially difficult, even though he looks pretty awesome. Yeah, with the eagle form, you can go high enough that his attacks aren't really able to reach you. Yeah, we got him. No hits even. And he's actually the second to last boss before the final boss. Step and be excellent. That's good advice, you know, just for life in general. Watch your step and be excellent. Act 5. This is the last stage. Okay, so I kind of forget how it all happens in this area. Let's actually try the fish form here for the rapid fire. Rapider fire, anyway, not really rapid fire. But it is faster than the regular shots, and certainly I think the eagle shots are actually slower than the others. Not quite fast enough for those. I think those things are actually taking more hits, maybe, than they used to, also. This might be a good place to try one of the screen wipe spells. You can also use the lion form, but since we haven't tried any of these, let's try the wind spell. Yeah, there we go. So that's kind of cool. Great, neat animations for those. Unfortunately, they're not useful in all areas, but actually, we should have our health up selected. I remember playing this with Sean, you know, back when we rented it from probably Video Cave, you know, in like 1991, 92. We used a Game Genie code that gave you infinite magic, and we just spam those elemental spells. But we're not doing that here. Game Genie can't help us. It was a very tough, as I recall, a very tough mini-boss in this area, and I hope I didn't use up too much of my magic already. This is actually not the mini-boss I was thinking of. Alright, do-over. That guy's actually, I don't think, that tough. But, I just kind of screwed it up that time. But it is, that's the first life I've lost since stage 2, yeah, stage 2, I think. So that's pretty good. So let's try the Earth one. It's Geodude. So the elementals pretty much all just have the same effect. So I think if you just hit the body and don't hit the eye as it's bouncing around, I think it'll just keep bouncing around and you can just kind of take free shots at the body that way. So I think that's the strategy for this guy. Hopefully it is, because I don't think I can take any more than one more hit before getting a refill on health. Obviously, you're tempted to hit the eye as it's bouncing around, but when you hit it, he grows a new one and starts a different attack pattern. Alright, there we go, good. And we actually should be getting another extra life soon. Let's do our eagle form. Oh, and this has healing spikes that hurt you too. More enemies to get the next extra life. That guy just despawned himself. Fortunately, it doesn't count for our enemy count. So this is the dude. This is, I think this, if I remember right, this is the hardest mini boss in the game. So I'm gonna try to get him here and cheese him with the time stopper. Wishing I had a turbo controller right about now. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no, this isn't good. This isn't good. No bueno. Ah. Let me see if I can just fly over everything. Not even bother fighting these guys if I don't have to. And just try to conserve as much magic as I can for that mini boss. And I think he's right. I think the only thing after that mini boss, I think, is the final boss. Let me just pause for a second to get my bearings and see if there's another strategy that I'm missing. Alright, so this is our last try, at least for this continue. So Let's see if we can make it count. I think we might have something going here. Shoots 3 times. Then he jumps towards us. And I screwed up the pattern. Oh, we go all the way back here. Fire spell, since we haven't seen it yet. Alright, come on, Jake, get up there. Alright, so fortunately this guy we know how to beat. Just don't, once the eye comes out, just don't attack it. Alright, so we're back here, so we'll get our eagle form going. That guy actually despawned himself. So let's switch to the fish form for as long as we can. See if we can get this guy's pattern going here. Yeah, I think this guy's the hardest enemy in the game, even over the final boss. Screwed up the pattern. Now he's breaking his own pattern. That ain't fair. Jeez, how much life does this guy have? got him. So I think this is the final boss here. And I don't believe, if I remember right, I don't believe he's nearly as hard as that last guy. We'll find out. Misspelled traitor Edigi. Alright, eagle form. So basically, he has 2 life bars. The first one's you have to hit him in the knees. Oh, please don't send us back. Oh, god damn it. You have to fight that thing again. Just get that thing to despawn. Oh, screwed it up already. You know what? I'm just gonna fly around him. That first strategy we had worked, ultimately. We just have to be careful not to hit the ceiling if we're doing this. Or get hit by him when he does the big jump. Or by a shot. Or anything else. Oh, Jesus. Oh. And they don't refill us. That ain't fair. Come on. Alright, so now you can hit him in the... I'll be diplomatic and say cod piece there. One more hit, I think. Ah, got him. Alright. That's a little tougher game than I remembered. Little frustrating in parts, especially that second to last guy. Good God. That guy. Anyway, this has a pretty long ending for an NES game, and I do like this music a lot. All the music was pretty solid in this, but this track is really good, I think. Oh, well. Why didn't I do that then? Instead of going through the circus and the city and forest and all of that. That would have made it easy. It's excellent that ends excellent. This was most triumphant. So there it is. Totally rad. Little troublesome, but we got there in the end anyway. Only use one continue. I have done this on one continue in the past. A long time ago, like probably 10 plus years ago now, I did that run. I don't think I've played it at all in at least 5, maybe longer. Yeah. Decent game. I'd recommend giving it a shot if you've already played all the Mega Man games, which is the most direct comparison to it, and you know, if you've gone through all the obvious classics, give Totally Rad a try. It's not a perfect game. Definitely has some frustrating parts, but it's a good one. Good graphics, good sound. That fish boss really looks great. I love the sprite work they did on that guy. Yeah, good game. Not necessarily a lost gem, but a solid entry in the NES library, nonetheless. Yeah, there you have it. So we'll be back soon with something. One thing I'd like to do soon, I have the new version of the Oregon Trail on my Switch. I have actually had it downloaded for a while, but I've just got the physical copy that came out, and I wanted to do that for a while anyway. So I might do that, run on the Oregon Trail as an episode, the newest version of it. So maybe I'll try to do that either tomorrow or sometime soon anyway. But we'll be back with something soon. There's a few non-game videos I'd like to do too. So we'll see you. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a good night.